Here's the inconvenient truth about all those multi-billion-dollar green energy projects. They're expensive and not good for the environment. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. The Biden administration is in the process of spending hundreds of billions of dollars on schemes to replace fossil fuels with so-called renewable energy sources. Their mantra, oil and gas, dirty. Wind turbines and solar panels, clean. If only. Let's look at the facts. Oil and gas projects must undergo expensive, extensive, time-consuming environmental impact studies and tests, often laced with lots of litigation. That's not true of most wind farms and solar panel fields. Because they're ostensibly green, they're usually given speedy approvals compared to what oil and gas must undergo. Too bad. People would be exposed to some stunning facts. One wind turbine requires a hole 30 feet deep, which is filled with 2,500 tons of concrete. That's right, a 2,500-ton block of concrete 30 feet down. Imagine trying to reclaim that land. That turbine also requires to construct 900 tons of steel and 45 tons of unrecyclable plastic. To operate this modern windmill can require 700 gallons of costly synthetic lubricants. Those fluids have to be replaced each year, an awful opportunity for spills. Solar and wind farms need gargantuan amounts of land. New York City occupies approximately 205,000 acres of land. To supply all of the Big Apple's energy needs with renewables would require 2 million acres of land. Now let's compare apples with apples. A 100-megawatt gas-fired turbine is about the size of a residential house and provides electricity for 75,000 homes. To get a comparable amount of electricity for that number of homes, a wind farm would occupy 10 square miles of land and have 20 turbines. Remember, each turbine requires a 30-foot hole filled with 2,500 tons of concrete. Renewables are very expensive. Cost overruns here are as common as they are at the Pentagon. In Massachusetts, for example, a company called Common Wind just declared that its proposed offshore wind farm, a huge one, cannot be constructed under existing contracts and wants regulators to scrap agreements the company had concluded with utilities and reopen the bidding. Wind farms are notorious bird killers. They degrade existing transmission lines. They displace wildlife. The constant humming is an environmental aggravation. One major issue ignored is recycling. Machines wear out. What's to be done with all this stuff, particularly those 1,000-pound batteries in electric vehicles? Renewables require an immense amount of mining for minerals. For instance, to replace fossil fuels would require a 40-fold increase in lithium. What's the big source of many of these inputs for renewables? China. These disturbing environmental and cost issues beg for substantive study and discussion, yet it is not happening. Unless things change, we're in for the worst of all worlds: bad environmental results and record-breaking waste of spending and resources, really of an historic nature. Sadly, Biden's green binging is all about shoveling out money to favored cronies, not a better environment. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.